Below zero hits us in life. Built for the cold, you say that ain't right. Too cold for the average Joe, just right for those who hear the show. In the image of greatness you were made, but taught by the world to be played. A new generation, we're building. No victims, we're creating. Them haters, keep hating, cause Gen Zero, we blazing. Welcome to the Built for the Cold podcast. Too cold for the average Joe, just right for me and the listeners of this show. We are building Generation Zero, where there's zero excuses, zero victimhood mentality, zero cares in the world what our critics and haters think. Within this podcast, you will find 3 different shows. The first show comes down to ice cold resilience. There is a very significant reason for me personally behind the date that this podcast is being released. A date that 5 years ago, the unimaginable happened, that one of the biggest role models, who I'd never actually had the chance to meet, right? But followed his principles and his tenacity through the Mamba mentality I grew up learning and absorbing. All of those principles and systems and methods helped me get through some of the most traumatic, emotional, mental, spiritual battles and times, these times that I wish on no one, from drugs, debt, doubt, despair, death, demoralized, and even one more D, but that will come at a different time. I feel like many of you listening will be able to relate to many of these life circumstances and challenges. And I want to teach you the systems I learned through countless counselors, therapists, mindset coaches, even some of the best friends that I have to this day, to really overcome these struggles and not have it hinder my performance physically, career-wise, mentally, that despite facing all the music of all the things going around me, I could still perform at a high level. I want to teach you how to be the rock in your family. Not rock meaning, hey, I got a turtleneck and a tight jacket on. I mean like the shock absorber. When it feels like the earth around you is crumbling, everything's shattering, you don't know like where to turn, that you learn how to stand your ground in the face of all of it, and you become the beacon of hope for all those around you looking for someone with the calm clarity to stand remaining and be the one standing that helps everyone else kind of see, hey, that's how you face life. That's how you face your music. This is the tenacity you have to have if you want to really perform at a high level, just mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything. Because just like Mike Tyson once quoted, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. So when life punches you in the face, what habits and systems mentally and emotionally do you have that when you fall down, they support you enough that you can still look up, like that famous quote says? So I'm not here to bore you with all my certifications. You can just check my LinkedIn for that. But I do hold a bachelor's degree in exercise physiology with a concentration in athletic training, physical therapy, strength and conditioning, sports performance, and health coaching. I have trained college and pro athletes, young athletes, people with disabilities, to even a very remarkable woman who I had trained who went from arthritis to skiing down mountains, right? I've also just trained the average Joe, just looking to build some muscle, lose some weight, feel good, look good, have a good physique, because I used to be the average Joe. A lot of the practical knowledge and tips I'm going to share in this part of the podcast comes from 252 and counting consecutive months straight that I personally have had a consistent workout regimen in the gym, doing resistance training, cardio, eating well, drinking water, all the above. The second part of the show is melting your cold audience. So for those of you who don't know, I'm actually currently the cold call coach for a top 10 global sales training company that, for the sake of confidentiality for now, I will not mention here, but you are welcome to check my LinkedIn for who that might be. Okay. But that's after 13 years, 15 different industries, 10 of those being business to business, 5 being business to consumer, right? To this day, I've never had someone actually set leads for me. I always had to rely on my own ability to cold call, cold prospect, and cold network. Didn't matter if I was calling a list that I built from nothing or being out about in the marketplace in the city that I'm in and networking with different people. But this section of the show, I'm going to share with you those key performance systems, how to be a consistent top prospector, regardless of the business or industry you're selling into. Now, if you're not into business or sales, that's totally okay. You can definitely tune out to this part of the show. But all I ask is that if you know someone that could benefit from these tips, or you know someone in business or sales just trying to get off the ground running, if you wouldn't mind, and share this with them, they'll get a lot of value from it. The last part of this show is the ice cold peak performance health systems. These are simple, seemingly insignificant habits and actions around your health that with consistency over a long period of time, your health becomes this unstoppable, lethal force. It should actually be illegal to feel this good and have this much energy. And it's not just ice baths. It's the keys to vitality, sustained high energy and performance so you can show up consistently for your family, your business, and yourself. As long as you can look up, you can get up. This is where winners learn to be great. Built for the cold, you say? That damn straight. The lessons, the love, the insights from above. Hope you take them and grow, even with another cup of Joe. Thank you for dropping in and listening to the show.